Again guys, thanks for bearing with me. So we now are here with the Neca Hellraiser Series 3 figures. The first thing that is obvious is there's not as many figures in this series, essentially being only 4 7-inch figures, and the Dr. Channard comes in a deluxe box set, but he is part of Series 3. Now, to say it's a disappointing series, it is kind of disappointing, but it is probably the most rewarding in, you know, the characters that you really want, apart from these guys at the back here. Again, we have another Pinhead. It does seem that they've sort of have to put a Pinhead in just to make, I don't know, just to pad it out a bit. I'd rather have seen a Kirsty figure, to be honest, than another Pinhead, but that's not my choice. When they've obviously decided on a scene from Hell on Earth here, showing Pinhead on the altar scene when he does his depiction of Jesus on the crucifix. Kind of feel this is an unnecessary figure, to be honest, being that we had one in Series 1, Series 2, obviously now this one in Series 3, plus we've had the Cult Classic Hall of Fame and the Cenobite Lair box set one. So I could have done without this, would have rather seen a Kirsty figure, to be honest, but obviously he's with us, so that's Pinhead. That's just my opinion, but probably one of the hardest you'll get hold of is Uncle Frank. Absolutely fantastic figure, comes in a soft plastic rubber jacket there. He does come with, which I haven't got here, a knife and a rat, sort of half skinned rat, which goes in his hands when he's standing at the end of the bed in Hellbound Hellraiser 2. So, Hellraiser 1, sorry, of course. So that's a figure. I mean, obviously you want to have Uncle Frank in your collection purely because he's from the original Hellraiser film, but he's quite hard to get hold of, to be honest. So I mean, to be honest, all of this the Series 3, it's as though it was obviously running out of steam, and they didn't make as many Series 3 figures than any of the other series. I mean, you can quite easily get hold of any of Series 1. You'll not really have any problems getting hold of any of the Series 2 figures, apart from Angelique. And Series 3 are quite hard to get hold of, to be honest. All of them, in all honesty, apart from, let's just go for these guys, apart from this one. So this is the Bloodline Twins, and this is the easiest one you're going to get hold of, no problems whatsoever, to be honest, purely because he's not one of the, or they aren't one of the main characters, but they're obviously from Bloodline and feature quite prominently in that film. Now this figure is quite boring, really, to be honest. There's a fair bit of weight to it. Obviously the 2 joined heads there, which are sort of a rubbery plastic because of this piece in the middle, and the only articulation is that the arms swivel there and the wrists swivel, and that's it, to be honest. Now he does come with the base for Leviathan, so if you are building the Leviathan, then you're going to obviously get him just to stand the base on. Now, I had a couple of these figures as well, and I will say that when I took them out of the packaging, all of them had a bit of paint stay on the packaging, on the heads. It's because of this soft rubber. It's as though they'd been put in the packaging before the paint had set. And as careful as I was taking this second guy, this is my second one I got, taking this guy out of the packaging, I couldn't stop the paint from sticking to the packaging, and obviously making me not too happy with the figure in the long run. But anyway, so that's the Bloodline Twins. Let's do Dr. Channard now. Obviously a fantastic piece, comes in a deluxe box set. Here I've got the face with the open mouth. He does come with an alternative head with a closed mouth. I don't know if that's coming through very well on the camera, but that's a closed mouth version. I prefer him with the open mouth. And he also comes with another set of tentacles which you can swap and change on his hand there. Obviously has a very big part in Hellraiser 2, and for that reason becomes a very important character and a very good reason to buy this one. He's quite hard to get hold of, to be honest, and if you do get him, he's usually a fair few £, to be honest. But well worth it. Absolutely love this figure. The details got into it. Obviously the big tentacle coming out all the way over into his head on there, so it's a bit of camera wobble, but just want to show you how it goes all the way up and over. So like I say, definitely a worthwhile figure to pick up if you can, and the detail on him is absolutely brilliant. Just move him over there. And the last figure is by no means least the hardest figure to get hold of out of the whole lot. I really had trouble getting hold of the female, to be honest, and on most occasions you'll end up paying more for her than you would for Dr. Channard, to be honest, as crazy as it sounds. Now the female is obviously the female from the very first Hellraiser, Hellraiser 1, and you can get the female 2 in the Cenobite layer box set. Let me just grab her. Here we are. So this is female from the, female 2 from the Cenobite layer box set, and this is female there, and the main difference being the wire going from her neck into her cheeks there, being only one wire there and having 3 wires coming off it there. Let's get her out of the way. Like I say, probably the hardest to get hold of out of all of them, and she obviously comes with a piece of Leviathan as well. Now what I will say about the female is that this wire here, on many of them I've seen, they're always been stuck together. They've obviously been stuck together in the factory, and this bottom wire curls up and attaches to the middle one, which I always found a bit annoying, but luckily I managed to find one with the wires not touching, the bottom 2 there on the right hand side, her left, not touching, and it's mint in packet, so I was well chuffed to have that. But like I say, annoyingly, most of the female Cenobites I found do have this wire squished in and touching there. She obviously comes with her weapons on there as well. So that's obviously series 3. Let me just move these guys out of the way. And like I say, when they all put together, all the pieces for Leviathan, you then end up with this. Now, I don't have any batteries in it at the moment because I'm worried about them leaking and things, but it has a little button on there, and when you press the button, the 3 lights around the edge light up as well. To me, a bit of a pointless addition in the sense that, okay, it's a big model there for you to put together, but I wasn't really too worried about whether I had a Leviathan or not, to be honest. But I do, so I'll stick with that. So anyway, as always guys, that's the Hellraiser Series 3 set, and obviously if you're looking to buy them, I hope this helps you with what you're looking for. As always, if you have any questions, please leave a comment and I'll answer as quickly as I can. And please subscribe. I really appreciate that, you guys. So thanks very much. Cheers. Bye bye.